So today we're going to look at a couple of wines from a relative newcomer. He's been making wines for a few years and he's been around the industry for a long time.
Yep.
James Scarcebrook is his name, and his winery is Vino Intrepido.
Yep.
He does a podcast called The Intrepid Wino.
Yeah, if you're a wine nerd, you've probably heard more about his podcast than you have his wines. We will do our best to maybe change that, or at least level the playing field in those.
Absolutely, because they're really good and they're
good
worth
wines.
a look.
Yeah.
So let's,
He's into Italian varietals by far.
Absolutely.
Really seems to only make Italian varietals. Sources fruit across Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
These are Mornington and Heathcote.
Yep.
Fiano, Sangiovese, both 19 vintage.
Yes. Both 19s, yep.
Yep, sick.
So let's dive right in with the Fiano. Interesting, because Fiano is quite a versatile grape. It can go so many different ways.
Yeah.
You know, you can have the kind of light, lean, kind of crisp styles through to really kind of more opulent, full-bodied styles. So
Like producers like Unicazello make maybe 6 different Fianos, or have in the past, and
Yeah.
they're all different.
they're all quite different.
They're all vinified differently, picked differently, or varying levels of ripeness. Like there's an off-dry one.
Oh, yum. Okay, so straight away I get a kind of reductive note, that kind of struck match thing, which you find in Chardonnay a lot.
Yeah, Chardonnay fans would really enjoy this.
I think
From what I can see so far.
It's definitely got that Chardonnay-esque feel to it with the struck match. Also a kind of stone fruit, like a white stone fruit.
Yeah, white peach.
Yeah.
You can smell there's going to be lots of acid to kind of bound this together and keep it tight.
Yeah, we've got citrus.
Yeah.
We've got lemon zest. So look.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Lots
as
of
we
citrus.
thought, quite crisp.
Yeah, pithy lemon.
Yeah.
White peach.
A more linear style than
really driven.
Yeah.
Like,
than you would, like compared to the kind of Unicazello stuff, which was a little rounded and broader.
I mean, Jane Jasper was. I mean, there's so many different guys.
Exactly.
Which those wines looked at. This is probably a really interesting middle ground between the two, because I feel like maybe there's some barrel impact in this.
Yeah, there could be. I'm not sure if he's used barrels. He's certainly picked quite early, because it's only 12.5% alcohol, so quite light. Instead of going into that sort of 13-14% weight.
But definitely the kind of nose that Chardonnay lovers would get involved with.
Yeah. It's really.
And it has that like lemon pith, citrus acidity that Chardonnay people seem to really get on board with.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's a lovely one. It's really. The acidity is there. It's quite brazen. It's not nervy or taut. It's kind of sure-footed, but definitely there in terms of its kind of focus. And it provides the backbone for all the fruit to kind of hang off. It's really lovely.
Yeah, real core of acid.
Yeah.
And like the fruit just kind of wraps around it and gives it like accent.
Sweet. Pairings.
Seafood
For sure, right? Like, yeah.
Seafood, definitely.
And quite a range
like,
of seafood.
yeah.
You could go fresh. You could go something with a bit of oil.
Oilier
or
fish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean like mackerel, bonito. Those like richer ceviches or like richer cure fish dishes that kind of require like a pickle or something to offset that oiliness.
Yeah.
This would then add more acid on top of that, so to keep like a heavier fish dish fresher.
Yeah.
But then also fish and chips.
I love the lightness of it as well. Like it because of that kind of fine acidity. It's very light on its feet. It's not heavy.
Yeah, people who know more about wine than me would say it dances on your tongue. I don't.
You wouldn't say that? It doesn't dance on your tongue?
It does, but when I say that, I want to
Yeah.
put my head into things.
It's in the world of Panos.
But it really does kind of. You can feel these little pinpricks of acid just kind of like working your way across the palate, and it gives it this lightness and movement and direction, which is cool. Pretty smart.
It's really vibrant.
Early 30s.
Yeah.
So
great value.
You're getting a lot in that package.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a lovely one.
Yeah.
So,
really cool. Like that
tick.
would be great for spring.
Yeah, absolutely. as we move into that warmer weather.
Yes, if you didn't know, it's about to get hot.
It is about to get hot. Well, cold first, then hot. Anyway, let's move on. So we're going to go into the Heathcote Sangiovese now. Now, where this one was 12.5, this guy's 14.5. So we're starting to get into that kind of heavy hitting kind of red. So a lot riper, obviously. Yeah, let's have a look.
Damn. Perfume and spice, all things.
All things nice. It's still very varietal though.
Yeah.
Like you're right. It's got a floral lift. There's a sort of a bright red cherry or sour cherry note. And I find with Sangiovese, and this has this as well, a sort of dusty, dried herb kind of note.
A real like red fruit core. On the
Yeah. This sounds... You're going to hate me for this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I always think of like a kind of dusty Tuscan hill in the height of summer. Yeah. He hates me. I'm sorry. I try to bring a bit of poetry to this thing, okay? Like we're sitting...
No, I mean, someone has to, because I'm not going to talk about hills. I'm just going to, I'm a little bit more direct.
If you've ever smelled the soil under the Tuscan sun, you will try Sangiovese. I apologise, let's move on. Alright, apart from that,
Hey guys.
Poetry aside, and Pete's...
Well, I don't want to make you feel bad, but like... Hey.
We're at that level.
Yeah, no, this is... Look, it's got a very lovely nose. I will back up his sentiments as much as I can.
I think there's like a rustic kind of feel to it. Like, does that make sense?
Anyway, for sure. Like, if we were told this was an Italian wine coming out of an old cellar and big old barrels...
Yeah, cool. It smells like Italy, right?
Some old grandpa dude. There is definitely rusticity. A lineage of
and I think that's
Italian immigration to Australia.
And I think that's very varietal with the Sangiovese. I think that's what Sangiovese brings.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it's got this lovely kind of...
Like, when it's made well, it's definitely a rustic variety.
Yeah.
And it then pairs itself more to, like, rustic dishes and heartier dishes. This, nose-wise, just makes me want a steak cooked over coals, which, I mean, you can't really get more rustic than that.
Yum.
But...
Yum. I'm on board.
Yeah, steak.
Mm.
Yeah. Juicy.
It's a lot more primary than I thought it would be.
It needs charred meat.
It does. That's... Wow. So the 14.5% alcohol is kind of really sitting in that palate weight. It's bright and concentrated, super primary, and as Pete said, really juicy.
Yeah, juicy.
It's got beautiful kind of red, almost into black fruits. You know, like it's quite dark, despite its color, which is very pale.
It's almost like a darker candy color.
Yeah, like it's pretty pronounced. But I like it.
For sure.
I think that's really nice. It's
I mean, these are really good wines if you just want something that's like moderately priced and you've got people over and you're having a barbecue or you.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like if you've got seafood, started the barbecue and then you're putting stuff on the grill, like it's sorted.
Yeah, perfect.
Sorted.
Perfect pairing. It's
Yeah. Early 30s as well.
Where Chianti has a much leaner, kind of more structured palate, this is fleshy, generous, super ripe. Yeah.
New world.
Yeah.
Like, that's really good.
Yum. We should point out as well that all of his wines are made fairly minimally. So, tiny touch of sulfur at bottling, but other than that, unfined, unfiltered, all that sort of stuff. So, certainly something that we kind of fly the flag for and are very kind of happy to support. But yeah, these are great wines, and I think that, as Pete said, really great value if you're looking for that kind of wine, midweek wine that's not going to break the budget. This sort of stuff is fantastic. Yeah, or barbecue wine.
Or if you've got people coming over and you don't want to break the budget for them, because you're going to go through like half a case of wine.
This sort of stuff's perfect. It's really, really good drinking. Honestly, either of these will be, or both, would be the kind of talk of the table, I think. Because they're fantastic.
I assume a lot of the other options within the range are going to...
Yeah.
fit that style.
Yeah, he also does like Friulano,
Friulano, Gris,
there's a
Fiano, Sangiovese Rosé,
and a Nebbiolo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously the focus here is on Italian varieties. We get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, done really well. New world style, but done with kind of finesse and elegance, and they're delicious. So yeah, there you go. Sting Like a Bee and Blood of My Blood from Vino Intrepido.
Gonna try and order a steak off Deliveroo now.
And while he does that, I'll sign off. So thanks very much for joining us once again. Hope you've enjoyed it. We will be here same time, same place next week. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, and we will see you next time. Bye.